Good morning and welcome to the chaos that is my grow room. It's, well, reasonably tidy, but it could be done better. Not that I'm going to do it, but it could be. Um, yes, update. Let's do them all, shall we? Starting with Stanhopias. Yeah, this one is absolutely amazing. It's, well, basically tripled in size. This is an old leaf, this is an old leaf, and these are mine. Well, grown in my care. They are going in a wood basket because I'm not sure if the flowers, if they come, will find the holes. Although there are a lot of them. This is the Tigrina, and this is the one with a name I can't remember, Genesiana. And well, meh, this one was worse off, and it made a few small leaves. Here's one new one coming, and there is a new growth starting. But yay, this one still has a long way to go. Again, it's going in a wood basket, and I should check on the roots, but not now. No way, no how. We have area hyacinth dioides. Yes, it used to have a tag, but you know me and tags. It is growing really, really well. It's making roots all over the place, and the growths are simply amazing. They are big. You see? I still don't know when this one will flower. I think it will, but does it do that on these, or do I have to wait until something bigger? Really annoying. Truly, truly annoying. We have in the back Dracula Bella and Dracula Vampira. This is Bella. No, that's Bella. Sorry, that's Vampira. They weren't doing that well, and then Michael came up with a few solutions, being viral, bacterial, or crappy roots. Well, it was crappy roots. It's full of young growth, and that will have to make new roots because the big stuff doesn't have any more. Oei. Yeah, same with the Bella. It's oh, oh, there you go. You can see new stuff coming. Doen we weer. And that will have to produce roots. And I hope in the not too distant future. Well, you saw that one, Pescatoria, freshly repotted, so we'll have to wait for that one to start up again. Hopefully with some flowers. They are pretty. Next up, that's the Restrepia trichoglossa, and it's birdie. It made one flower just after I got it, so I know what the flowers look like. I just don't know how they start, because that one flower Yeah, it fell out of the sky. Store-bought Phalaenopsis. I tried cut above the third note trick. This one doesn't do that. Some do, this one doesn't. I got one that does on the other rack. Dendrobium nobile. Yeah, I mounted it. And then we have an old root extending. That's a good sign. We have here, oh, a fresh new growth. And you see here, that was also one and that rotted away. But it's still working, so. And I got a lot of nobiles at the moment. Again, store-bought Phalaenopsis. This is the pyloric one, which started with some new buds here as well. Brazada mivada crossed with itself. I got another Brazada, a big one, and that one has a big spike with 10 or 11 buds. I cut this one up about a week ago. It had an old bulb, and this one, well, this is a bit of a crawler. So it was busy with new roots, but it would take a long time before they got into the media, with running the risk they become aerial. So I got it on a mount. There are some roots underneath the moss, and it was doing this, so, well, yeah, can't have that. Miltonia reginellii, and it's not in the best of states. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new growth. There is a small one hiding somewhere. I had it in bloom last year, but only 2 flowers. 2 flowers. Yeah, I'm about to give up on this one. Brassavola nodosa. Yeah, this is fresh growth, this is fresh, and this one is fresh, but it stopped. So I'm hoping that it will pick up again. Yeah, I think it needs a little more time in this grow room before it does anything. Neophoenicia falcata caucacuden. Yeah, I refuse to call this a vanda. I'm not doing it. It's made one big new roof. Sorry, it's not that early. Yeah, I'm hoping on a new fan because, yeah, why not? The store-bought Phalaenopsis with the flower spike, spiking away. I don't think it's going to be a big one, but still needs some growing. There are new roots here, and there are new roots there, and we even have a branching root system. There we go. That's rack 1 and table 1. Okay, let's go to the elephant in the room. Nah, I forgot the name again. Miltonia spectabilis variation morelliana. And yeah, the only thing that looks like spike is that it's still inside the leaf, but it's missing its third dimension. Look, it's completely flat. So this is Morelliana giving me the finger. I thought that that was a flower spike, but I'm guessing not. And it has a few more of those. And for anybody wanting this one, beware. They get big and they can't be contained. No. Yeah, it's a beautiful plant, but secretly I hate it. Yeah, it's very, very hard to give this one water, and yeah, it needs more light. A little bit more than it gets now. Yeah, we're only gonna do orchids, so that's not an orchid. This ain't orchids. Yeah, let's go from the back. This is the double growth, the Brassia. This one has really, really dark purple flowers. Yeah, it's beastie season. And I'm spraying my head off, but as you can see, it's making new roots. Not much visible in the pot yet, but that will probably come. Oh man, that table is torture for my back. Guaregia Black Comet. Still 3 flowers, and we have a new sheath forming. And Cyclia tempensis, the alba form, still readjusting from its repot and a split, but fresh roots. This is the Brassostelli French Town. Yeah, it does not look pretty, but it has 2 fresh growth that, yeah, just about ready to flower. This one flowers on immature bulbs. It makes somewhat of a bulb and then it starts flowering, and then the rest comes. Bulbophyllum Louisander, a split. It's trying. It's making new roots, new growth. Yeah, Paphiopedilum, unknown. It's a bit, yeah, it's not bright green. It shouldn't do that. Needs a checkup. And yeah, it's very hard to see if this one has made new roots because the roots have the same color as the media. Yay. That's Dendrobium nobile. That is a very sad epidendrum. I believe it's a light red one. Barkeria. Yes, you're looking at an orchid. It's almost invisible, but it's so skinny. It's starting to wake up. Here's a fresh growth here, and there was more. Yeah, there was more, but oh yeah, here. There are 2. And now someone better do a care collab on this thing, because I thought I lost it, and now it does this. Oh. Yeah, store-bought Phalaenopsis, still in flower. Dendrobium nobile, yay. This one was busy with buds. Situated, meow, but Yeah, you see, the rest are cakeys, and that's usually a bad sign. And I pulled a rotten cane off this one. That's that one. Yeah, this one is making new roots, but eh. Um, that's Brassia verrucosa, sea breeze. That's a cutting I got from Roger. That's why I took revenge on on him. Also for this one, that's the Epidendrum radicans Comet Valley Orange Star. Okay, when I got it, it was this small one and this big one. And first year it made this really big bulb. I never had them this big. And sure, you have scale. God damn. Well, we'll get the bug clear in a minute. Not now. And this year it made this one. And that's a big growth. Really big. It's producing roots. There's a lot going on in the pot. Yeah, it's a bit drippy, but yeah, look at that. I watered yesterday. And it was 29 degrees yesterday at the end of the afternoon. That's really warm. Oncidium honeybee has really pretty yellow black flowers. And it's looking dreadful. But it's making fresh roots, so it can stay for a bit. Dendrobium aphyllum. Still need to check these roots, but they should get on a mount. Dendrobium nobile. These are the older canes and they are at the moment completely being eaten by these two new growth, which are growing really well. It's also doing stuff in the pot, but I'm not gonna lift it. Epidendrum paniculatum, yeah, with still a beautiful cluster of blooms, big new growth, and the leaves are turning green, and here are two growth. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. We have, well, the red epidendrum, the deep red, is getting a few new growth, cakeys. Yeah, needs to be not repotted, but give a good shake. That's also Epidendrum radicans. I got a lot. This is let me check. This is Epidendrum multiform crossed with Epidendrum capricornum, and it's making a new growth, and a second one next to that one. It's a fast grower, so yeah, that will be a lot bigger in a week or two. Yeah, these are on the list of going. This is a really small flowering oncidium. Spiders, yeah, spidery flowers. Ew. But no, it's not rooting. Same as with this one, although it's drying. This one can stay. This one is purple and this one is yellow. My lotuses, pink epidendrum, yellow epidendrum, and that bundle of roots, that's the, I believe it's a red one. I'm not sure which one, but that needs to clean up. Old stuff needs to go and new stuff needs to be repotted. This is the white paniculatum and well, this will flower in a few weeks. Has one new growth. Well, that one you've seen, yeah, it's damn pretty, really. I really, really like it. Epidendrum radicans. Wow, I got a lot of those. This is Catasetum planiceps. I moved it to give it more light in the hopes it will flower. Small orchid. Yeah, it's still small. I got this one, well, almost 3 years. And this is all it does. And this is Soto Anum. Yeah. Sad but true. Catasetum. No, not. Cattleya. Starts with the same letters. It has big blousy flowers, which I haven't seen for at least 2 years. I think. Yeah. That's jungle bob with a massive new growth. Yeah, it still has a long way to go. These flower in December and January. Well, you saw that repot. It's adjusting. It needs a lot more water, more than I thought. So here is the other brassada. Let me get that in a different spot. Here we go. Now, look at that. The buds are starting to color up. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 10. And by the looks of it, they're all going to make it. And there are 4 bulbs that can flower. And yesterday I was looking around a bit, and one of them is, at least I think it is. Could be a new growth, but nou, kom op jongen, best. Akelig rodding. Ja, oh. There it is. And a new growth usually starts here or after the or behind the first leaf. The big flower spike comes from this spot. So I'm guessing this is a flower spike as well. But I could be wrong. That's Epicattleya René Marquez. Yeah, it's a bit slow, but yesterday I discovered the new growth. There it is. That's, oh no, no, that's not Jungle Bob. That's Miltonidium Bartley Swatch. Has one growth, which is a bit weak, but it had a repot and tralala. This one also flowers on immature bulbs, like the Brussels Stelly, and it should start. Yeah, it should. Paphiopedilum. Again, I have no idea what it is. I've had it for 5 years now. Never had a flower, not even in the old growth in the previous house. But yeah, it started to grow. That's positive. Ah, Dendrobium nobile. These are keikis I harvested myself, and for the first time they actually work. Yeah, maybe I broke the bad streak. These are both from the same plant, so this one needs a little. There are the roots. Sorry. And this one is, yeah, it's always a bit of a difficult grower for me. Dendrobium lorigesiae. This is a keiki I got from the Orchid saga. That was this bit, and it has grown this. Now I'm afraid to put it on a mound because it will probably die within a week. This is Volcano Trick. Yes, it is Epicattleya. I got luck with epis. Yeah, I had to take off a rotting cane, but no, there's no sheath yet. And this orchid has brown root tips. And that's about all it does. I had it in front of the window. It did not like that. No, it didn't. So I moved it a little back. Dendrochilum glumaceum. Well, this one is plumping up its bulbs. The ones it grew last year or this year. So that's not going to do anything until next year. And oh yeah, that's not an orchid. I forgot what it is. Okay, that was the entire table. Yes, yes, yes. And here we have Varsovixella. This is the discolor with a few new growth. Yeah, it looks incredibly tatty, but the root system is absolutely yippy. This is how also Varsovixella. It's also a discolor. This one has white flowers with a really, really big purple lip. Oh. And it's starting to move on the root department. It didn't do that. Well, yeah. Believe me, it does. Dendrochilum corbianum. This is a split. And I can't figure out how to work with these. This one definitely needs a repot in something small bark. Yeah. The other piece is on a mount. Here we have Catasetum nomus. It's a small growing Catasetum, and the new growth is making roots. Now this is one that's not as finicky as some. They don't go dormant, so you can keep giving them water. Oh, my back. Sologeny fimbriata. It's a miniature, and it was near death, and now it's a little less near. Yeah, it should be on a mount, but yeah, Oncidium, that's for sure. And you can see here that nice bulb, but there is the killer of all flower spikes, a new growth. Yeah, well, better a big plant than a dead plant. Sometimes it's not even a bad idea to cut flower spikes just to get a bigger plant. Especially with that stuff, because that's, I think that's a supermarket flower plant. Again, no idea what it is, no idea where it comes from, but it started to grow, and yeah, it's basically exploding for path norms. Yeah, we're almost there, guys. Dendrobium anosmum, and this is also a keiki I got from the Orchid Saga, and I got the long one, and this one grew here, starting to root, and now I have to make a decision. Look at that. Do I keep it in a pot or do I smack it on a board? Because now would be the time. The old roots won't attach, but the new roots will. Ja, verkiezingen. Oei. Yeah, that's the encyclia, that's the other bit, but it sucks big time. It has two new growth, it's making roots, but meh. Zygopetalum Louisendorf, or Prosy Blue, or bah, I don't know. It hasn't flowered in such a long time that I forgot what it is. I do know what it is now. It's a big plant. These didn't flower. These didn't flower. So I'm hoping that the next batch will flower, because it is big and strong enough to do so. I have to wait till next year. Mini Mark. Yeah. What does Mark do? Well, it's busy with new roots. Yeah, we're still pretty. Sologeny pandurata with a big new growth. It's rooting, as you can see. Also in the pot, I'm not going to lift it. This is the part that fell off, and that is, where is it? It had a root. It had a root. Yes. Da, da, da. So that's going strong. My one and only Barkeria, at least from the flask. Ultra Bob. Yes. Well, it has two new growth. It's still dirty from the mealy bug attack it had. But yeah, both aren't making roots. And time's up. This bulb is empty. Yeah, pretty much. Same as with this one. This is barely 2 millimeters thick. So if it doesn't make roots, it's going. Catasetum with black flowers. Oh. And I'm gonna get this one in more light as well. It is rooting. And it has a flower spike. Now I did that twice before. First time it had 4 or 5 flowers. Second time 2. And that's because of the crappy grow room. But it's starting to nibble away on the bulbs, so I'm expecting more flowers this year. This one isn't as far down as it should. And I got another one. These are potted up in the pet. I don't know what kind of flowers this one has. It has never flowered. But there are roots going down, going down. Here's one. So that's a little while and I can start watering this one. Also, bring it into the light. Bright light, bright light. That's the Caulocatleya Chantilly lace, and well, that was a disaster when I repotted it and cut off too much. It made one new growth with new roots, but I don't know if this will ever get as big as it was. Probably not. Also Vasevixella discolor, but yeah, it's starting to pick up. Not much on the root department. And we have Smelly Nelly. And Nelly is, yeah, Nelly. She does the things she wants to do, or not. Most of the time it's not. Ornithophora radicans. Today called Gomisa, but that's a stupid name. Yeah, it's really started to grow. It's full of new growth. This one flowers whenever it likes, so that's also one on the list for, sorry, time's up. Yeah, really. This one isn't. It's an Oncidium, that I know. And that's it. No idea what it is. That's always a surprise. I forgot one on the table. Sorry folks. There's the other piece of the Bulbophyllum louisander. Well, that's going swimmingly. Will probably be a few years of flowering, but hey. Pleurophalis ruscifolia. Yeah. What more to say? Dendrobium Christa Erdmann crossed with Dendrobium musmi, and that's the first time in 2 years it's doing stuff, so, and I'm waiting for new growth. I don't care about flowers anymore. My very first self-bought orchid, Spring Dream pollen. Has never flowered after the first time, but yeah, it was the first one. Dendrobium cobianum, no, Dendrocydum cobianum, sorry. I'm full of dendrobiums. This is the other piece, and this one is growing much better, so yeah, maybe mount the other piece again. Dendrobium Na. Yeah, it's a pretty plant, but it's not done growing, although it is flowering size, and it has the prettiest flowers, really. Here's another keiki I got from the Orchid Saga. This is Dendrobium chrysanthemum, and it started out really weak, but it picked up, and I think it's going to make it. Problem is, it doesn't make roots. Now, yesterday I discovered why. This is why. Oh, let me get that. There are two keikis coming. So it's producing two new keikis here, and that's the reason that that one doesn't want to root. Yeah, we. Store-bought Phalaenopsis, and this one reacts to the third node trick on both sides. Now I'm not sure if this is, yeah, that's flower spike. Okay then. Here is my other anosmum, and I've got this one, well, 4 years at least. And again, same story, it didn't do much, and now it's starting to grow. And it's behaving better in a pot than it did on a mount. I got keikis coming, although really small, too small. Dendrobium nobile. Where have I seen that one before? Yeah, some crooked flowers, really yellow. I thought that this one was destined to produce keikis, but it doesn't. It made a new growth at the base. It's still a basal keiki, but screw it, with roots. It also started with roots inside the pot, so the cane isn't dead. And if you look at the top, it's still growing. Yeah. And my smallest orchid, Penmorphia minutalis, it's in the Pleurothallus family, and it is mat forming, and the flowers are 1 millimeter. Yeah, that's small. You can hardly see them. Castrochilus acutifolia, and well, it should flower from this node here, because the others do as well, but it decided to grow some more leaves, and it's starting with roots. Yeah. Dendrobium tetragonum has been reclassed. No, not reclassed, but renamed. It's starting to push out a flower here, although small, but it's the second time it does that. Here's something growing. You see that little tip. That's yeah, second or third flowering. This one, no, that one. This is new, but it has only one leaf. This one is ready to flower. And here we have two fresh canes, also with one leaf. Oh no. Did we get everything? Let me take a look around. Yes. Yeah, we did everything except for my cymbidiums, and those are outside, and it is a very hard wind from the north, which makes filming in the backyard impossible. So I'm not going to do that. Okay, now let's end on some color. Yeah, we haven't seen this one for a while. Okay guys, later.